Urgent calls pierce the darkness as consciousness floods back. He snaps his eyes open to find himself atop a magnificent throne, clutching a chess piece, overwhelmed by a sudden, crushing sense of alienation. His mind is still a fog, but the clamor outside draws his gaze. Below lies a crowded square dominated by a chilling gallows, the masses waiting breathlessly for a cruel spectacle. One moment stressing over blueprints, the next bombarded by an official demanding an execution order. The absurdity of this dislocation leaves him dumbstruck, managing only a bewildered gasp. Memories flood in like a tidal wave, the violent shock drenching him in cold sweat. He finally realizes the soul, now inhabiting this body, no longer belongs to his old world. The modern engineer's soul fully merges with Prince Roland's memories. This is no simple transmigration, but a descent into a brutal war for the throne. 5 years of governance, with a victor takes all. The so-called fair competition is a joke. Eyeing his brother's endless wealth and his eldest sibling's overwhelming martial prowess, Roland's lip twitches. This is a game set to hell mode from the start. While his sisters command armies and intellect, his hedonistic predecessor was banished to a desolate border town. This isn't a fiefdom, it's a dumping ground for the abandoned. Back in reality, the official's nagging buzzes like a fly. Roland's eyes sharpen instantly. If he owns this body, he won't be a puppet. He takes a deep breath and makes his choice. In the center of the square, the accusation of which falls like a gavel. The air is thick with bloodlust as all eyes fixate on the guillotine, awaiting the gruesome finale. The girl hangs helplessly from the gallows, surrounded by twisted faces and venomous curses. Watching this, Roland feels not fear of demons, but a rising fury at their ignorance. He slaps the death warrant away, unleashing his first roar in this backward world. Release that witch. The command strikes like a thunderclap, leaving everyone utterly dumbfounded. Ignoring the crowd's bewilderment, Roland feigns lethargy, postponing the trial on a whim. This casual dismissal ignites Chief Knight Carter's fury, who can no longer suppress his roar of protest. Facing the knight's warnings about demons, Roland simply sneers, mocking the burly warrior for fearing a frail girl. Leaving a red-faced Carter behind, he sweeps away with disdain. Only when the heavy doors slam shut, sealing out the noise, does Roland finally exhale. The facade of authority drops, but a smirk betrays the thrill of having seized control. As the adrenaline fades, fear creeps in. Yet, staring at the stranger in the mirror, he severs his ties to the past. From this moment on, he is Roland Wimbledon. Determined to verify his hypothesis, Roland descends into the gloomy dungeon despite protests. While Carter babbles warnings, the glint of curiosity in Roland's eyes only grows sharper. The knight continues to babble frantically about demonic legends, but Roland finds it merely grating. Amidst the flickering torchlight, the dreaded figure finally emerges from the deep darkness. Through the cold iron bars, Roland sees the so-called evil which huddled in the corner. No fangs, no claws, just the trembling silhouette of a lonely girl. By the dim light, Roland catches the defiant glint in her eyes. He approaches slowly, breaking the dead silence not with fear, but with clinical scrutiny. Come, let me have a look. Carter panics, hand flying to his sword, but Roland weighs him down calmly. Even hearing rumors of her walking unscathed through fire, his eyes hold only the ecstasy of discovering a scientific miracle. In the cell, Roland demands the truth about the tragedy. The prisoner closes her eyes in pain, and with a loud clang, the floodgates of memory burst open under pressure. Memories strike like a nightmare. The mind collapses, her father trapped, while a thief loots instead of helping. Rage instantly ignites reason as the protector strikes at human ugliness. No, she screams in despair, watching the rocks fall. A cruel figure blocks the rescue path, crushing her last hope into the dust. In ultimate grief, the world shifts. Her pupils bloom with eerie spiral light. The moment magic awakens, blood and fire fill her vision, rewriting her destiny. Did you do this? She trembles and retreats. Under a blood-red sunset, she begs them to keep her secret, fear of the witch label cutting to the bone. Back to cold reality. Roland asks who betrayed her. Anna lowers her head, green light glowing dimly behind her, as the light in her eyes fades with a sigh. My father. The cruel betrayal suffocates. Bearer screams for immediate execution, but a calculated smile plays on Roland's lips, the look of finding prey. Want to see demonic power? Defiance burns in Anna's eyes. Roland stands firm, his gaze locked tightly on the locket that binds her. Without hesitation, Roland orders the chains removed. As the iron snaps, sparks fly, and a heart-stopping pressure instantly fills the damp dungeon. Come on, show me. Under Roland's pressing command, Anna steps forward, the stone bricks beneath her bare feet cracking from the heat as the air trembles. Boom! Flames skyrocket. Anna transforms into a burning torch, the violent energy instantly swallowing the cell door, making everyone gasp in horror. Your Highness, get back. Carter frantically pulls Roland away. Amidst the searing heat, the slender figure stands like a goddess of destruction, blinding to behold. The knight instinctively reaches for his sword, seeing evil. But Roland pushes him aside, leaning into the danger, eyes burning with curiosity at the struggling flame. The fire fades to smoke. Roland realizes the truth. She isn't burned because she herself is the source of the fire. The discovery makes his heart race. Roland sweats, his scientific worldview shattered. But Anna, heart turned to ash in this hopeless world, begs only for death. Now, please kill me. No. Roland adjusts his collar and extends a hand, eyes gleaming with feverish excitement. I decided to hire you. Anna is stunned, tears welling up. In this moment, the gears of fate turn anew. As the contract is struck, the air itself seems to lighten, transforming a deadly deadlock into a miraculous turning point. Back in his mind, Roland's thoughts race. This isn't just magic. It's infinite energy that reverses entropy and breaks thermodynamic laws. Are you mad? That's a witch. Bhairav is terrified out of his wits. Roland calmly ignores the screaming. Go, draft an employment contract. A faked execution report on one hand, a formal job offer on the other. Sitting in the shadows of power, Roland officially begins his reign using modern logic. Sweat drips from Bhairav's brow as he desperately warns against the risk. Roland, however, remains icy calm, cutting off the protest with a mysterious question that hangs heavy in the air. Roland's mind drifts to visions of enemy fleets and gold. Dropping the facade, his tone turns ice-cold as he brutally dissects their grim reality. Without resources, victory is a delusion. Close to zero, Roland slams his fist onto the desk, shattering the hesitation in the room. Since the old ways afford no hope, he chooses a radical path, decisively summoning the very person everyone else fears. The tension breaks abruptly. Shrinking into a tub full of bubbles, Roland finds himself at the mercy of enthusiastic maids, his modern sensibilities utterly overwhelmed by the awkward intimacy. Meanwhile, Anna stares at the strange outfit, a blush spreading across her cheeks. With a heart full of nervous anticipation, she steps into the new attire and walks down the path toward an uncertain summons. With the decisions of the night set in stone, the gears of fate begin to turn, ushering in a new chapter with the morning light. In the soft morning light, Roland surveys the secluded cabin, pleased with this secret base prepared for the witch. The silence breaks as a guard announces her arrival. She is here. As their eyes meet, Roland internally cheers. Forget mage robes or worker tunics. Seeing Anna shimmering before him, he is convinced he made the most scientific and aesthetically pleasing choice. Gazing gently at the flustered girl, he wears a warm smile and softly asks if the custom outfit fits, trying to ease her visible tension. But tears well up in Anna's eyes as nightmares of past torture swallow her whole. Trembling, she asks why he would save someone with demon blood, her voice choked by suffocating fear. I'm not afraid. Roland's voice is firm, shattering the chains of her self-doubt. Bathed in soft light, he reaches out, assuring her that this is no curse, but a power that belongs solely to her. Their hands clasp tight, trust flowing through their fingertips. Guided by Roland, Anna summons every ounce of will to tame the raging energy within, her face glistening with the sheer effort of the struggle. Whoosh! The tame flame instantly morphs into a chaotic vortex, snapping at its master. Anna scrambles away from the backlash, realizing that controlling this power is far more dangerous than she imagined. With a miserable shriek, Anna claims another victim, her clothes. Watching the smoky mess, Roland sighs in relief. Thank goodness he didn't let her train in the maid outfit. The spare clothes were a wise investment. Suddenly, Bhairav stumbles in, followed closely by a knight bearing nightmare news. Patrols have spotted demonic beasts. The months of the demons, the legendary season of destruction, has arrived early. The sudden alarm shatters the training schedule. The peaceful routine is over. The crisis is imminent. Months of the demons? Roland repeats, shock in his voice. Legends say that when the first snow falls and the sun dims, the very gates of hell fling open deep within the Dragon's Pine Mountains. Bhairav is frantic, insisting they evacuate the defenseless town immediately. But Roland catches a logical flaw. If no one sees the gates of hell and lives, where do these terrifying legends actually come from? Learning that even Bhairav hasn't seen a real beast, Roland walks out into the desolate street. Staring at the ruins abandoned to fear year after year, he realizes the town's poverty stems not from the land, but from an abyss of pure despair. Facing the officials' weak excuses, Roland's gaze sharpens instantly. He sees through the so-called strategy. Border town is mere cannon fodder. Since that's the case, he decides to shatter this fatal chessboard. Meanwhile, in the quiet garden, Anna puts down her dessert. The Months of Demons, a mere conversation piece for nobles, is a deadly yearly nightmare for commoners. The floodgates of memory open, revealing a path paved with blood and tears. To exchange labor for meager rations, they toil like beasts and are forced to flee their homes before winter just to survive. Yet inside the walls lies not heaven, but another purgatory. Food shortages trigger a brutal survival of the fittest, and in the darkness, countless lives fade silently, leaving only despair. Anna recalls her father, the man who once protected her. Under the crushing weight of survival, family bonds lost to 25 gold royals, a betrayal that still stings her heart. Slam! Roland strikes the table, breaking the heavy silence. Looking at Anna, he makes a destiny-altering vow. That hell of helplessness will never return. Action follows intent as Roland swiftly summons the patrol squad. Before him stand the guards responsible for the beacon, soldiers who face danger yearly and hold the keys to the mystery. The veteran trembles describing the beast horde, but to Roland, fear is the real enemy. He rebukes their cowardice. If they are beasts of flesh and blood, they are not invincible. Suddenly, a rumor of courage breaks the deadlock. Someone claims to have single-handedly slain 2 demonic beasts, a boast of defiance amidst fear that immediately catches Roland's attention. The exotic hunter Iron Axe enters with a menacing aura, showing no fear even before royalty. He proudly proclaims his kills, as if demonic beasts were mere prey. Even kneeling, his suppressing aura puts the surrounding soldiers on edge. This blood-soaked battle experience is exactly the blade Roland needs right now. The scholar recognizes the Majin clan lineage immediately. Under questioning, Iron Axe calmly classifies the beasts, reducing legendary monsters to analyzable biological targets. Cunning wolves and iron skin boars are formidable but remain mere enhanced beasts. Yet, Iron Axe's clenched fists suggest the true terror lurks deeper still. With a ripping sound, Iron Axe tears open his shirt, revealing shocking scars. Fear flickers in his eyes, the death mark left by Hell's creations, the mixed species. In the rainy memory, a massive shadow blots out the sky. Iron Axe's voice is low and trembling as he describes the nightmare, a beast with a feral body and wings. Nevertheless, I have decided to stay. Roland's calm words strike like thunder. Bhairav and Carter pale instantly, desperately outlining the fatal outcome to stop the prince's madness. What if I gave you a wall? Facing Carter's doubt, Roland confidently plays his hand. Building a defense line in 4 months sounds like a joke, but the certainty in his eyes is impossible to ignore. Looking at the prince's resolute back, Carter argues no more. The knight kneels with tears in his eyes, turning all worries into a solemn vow. Even into hell, he will protect him with his life. Meanwhile, at the capital's port, the cold wind arrives. Garcia gazes at the calm sea, but her mind plots another approaching storm of blood and chaos. The wind picks up as Garcia stands at the pier, her gaze sharp. Gold hidden away is nothing but stone. Only when spent does it forge true power. Stepping into the dim palace, Garcia curls her lip in a mocking sneer at her subordinate's confusion. Her father's so-called battle for the throne is nothing but a clumsy ploy to pave the way for his useless second son. The Black Sail fleet plunders not just wealth, but forges iron-willed warriors and loyalty. She sits upon the throne, eyes burning with ambition. This is Garcia Wimbledon, a queen destined to rise through blood and iron. Bad news arrives. The poison pill plan failed in Bordertown. Garcia sips her tea and sighs with regret. She never expected her seemingly useless fourth brother, Roland, to narrowly escape death. But the hunt is not over. Her eyes turn cold as she orders the sleeper agent to strike again amidst the chaos of the Months of Demons. If the alchemy failed, the beasts will finish him. As for the alchemist who provided the faulty poison, Garcia delivers a cold, emotionless verdict. Under the starry sky, death is but a trivial decoration upon her scepter. Suddenly, the idyllic scene shatters like glass. Cracks in memory spread through the darkness, reflecting a sorrowful, pale face. The nightmare returns. Roars of anger surge like a tide. Screams of hang the witch tearing through the air. Standing amidst the fanatical mob, teacher Carl watches in horror as innocence is swallowed by malice. Jolting awake, cold sweat soaking his shirt, Carl clenches his fists, rage burning within. Greedy officials are the true devils, yet innocent stonemasons and a pure girl bear all the sins. He questions God in the mirror. What is justice? In this heavy silence, a frantic knocking breaks his thoughts. He turns in shock to find a small figure wearing cat ears. Will I be hanged like Sister Anna? Nana's trembling voice pierces his heart like a knife. Carl kneels, suppressing his grief, and promises firmly, never. Teacher will protect you with his life. Standing on an empty street, regret grows wild like weeds. Past silence forged great mistakes, but this time, for Nana, the cowardly scholar finally decides to stop running and take a stand. Nearby, a crowd points and laughs at a notice, mocking the fourth prince's absurd recruitment order. Yet amidst the ridicule, Carl feels as if he has grasped a life-saving straw in his despair. Roland Wimbledon. A glint appears in Carl's eyes. Rumors say this prince detests the church and acts erratically. Though joining him risks the gallows as a heretic accomplice, it might be their only chance to survive. For the souls of the departed, and for the hope of the living. The cloaked figure walks resolutely toward an unknown fate, placing every bet on that rebellious prince. The scene cuts to the desolate border ruins, where Prince Roland plans a grand blueprint with a scholar in black. High walls, deep trenches, this is not just a defense work, but the cornerstone of rebuilding civilization. The knight looks troubled by the colossal project, doubting their manpower. Yet Roland smiles mysteriously, dropping a word that could change the world: cement. Standing before the crude kiln, Roland confidently claims materials are everywhere. But inside, his heart pounds. Crap, what is the exact calcination temperature? This is actually going to be tricky. Roland barks an order, sealing the lab from prying eyes. Amidst the rising smoke, he knows only Anna's magic can bridge the technological gap. Her eyes shine not with fear, but with a newfound determination. The scorching heat subsides. Anna gasps for air, tears mingling with sweat, yet pride radiates from her. I haven't let you down. Roland crouches, touching the gray powder. Beneath his calm exterior, anticipation surges. The moment of truth has arrived. What use is it? To her puzzled look, Roland paints a grand vision. Bridges, roads, and homes immune to the bitter cold. He looks at her gently. This miracle is only possible because of you. In that moment, the ice around her heart melts away. Under the morning sun, Carter stares in disbelief. Neither biting frost nor brute force can budge the fused bricks. Watching the knight's futile struggles, Roland smiles with quiet confidence. The cornerstone of industrialization is set. Carter excitedly dreams of an impregnable wall, but Roland pours cold water on his fantasy. What comes after? He turns his back, gaze darkening. High walls may stop beasts, but they offer no defense against the treachery from within. The fire of revolution ignites in Roland's amber eyes. Ignoring convention, his vow rings out like thunder. He chooses shelter for his people over fortresses. In this new world, witches are not monsters, but the ultimate productive force. As Roland's era-defining declaration settles, the chapter draws to a gentle close amidst festive greetings and gratitude to those who make the journey possible. Chapter end.